G'day everyone. Well, this is an interesting clip. Had one of my subscribers email me a link through to a couple of these videos that he'd made on the 31st of March. He had made a Official Information Act request on the 1st and was chasing it up. As far as the Official Information Act is concerned, you've got 20 working days for them to give you a response, and if they need more time within that 20 working days or 28 days, they're supposed to respond back to you and ask for more time if that's what's needed. What I'll do is I'll let you watch it, and I'll chime in seldomly as possible and just fill you in on a couple of bits as we're going through. Alright?
Can I ask your name?
Hey?
Your name?
Right, you know this is a public building, eh? You know this is a public building? No. I have not been trespassed. Sorry.
What's your name? Do you have an ID on you?
Yeah, I have ID. Are you an officer of the law or are you security?
No, I'm just asking you.
And I'm happy to say no. I'm here to seek assistance from the government. I have not been trespassed legally, and I'm just here because I rang up this morning. Oh, so they took my phone call when I said I was going to come in with a camera. So they tried to trespass me? All I want to do is pick up my package and I'm going to leave it. You were very kind to me last time, and sorry, I'm going to keep my voice down. I just want to... Thank you. Wow, that's unreal. Walk in, try and trespass me. All I'm here for is to pick up my legal documents. That's unreal. I'm thinking I'm going to run my camera. As soon as I get to someone, I'll go live and me and the manager can talk. Oh, it's okay. And I do understand why they're trying to stop me coming. You know, oh, you were fantastic to me before, and you know, I've been on my proper meds now for about a week, so I'm a lot more or less. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, he missed the phone call and then he had a text to come in 3 minutes.
So I did ring in yesterday and let them know that I would be coming in today for this. By the sounds of it, they tried to get me trespassed so they don't have to follow the law, but we shall see. I see the person I spoke to last time, he said he'd contact me, but it's been a week. Yeah, man, you know me, you know why I'm here.
Yeah.
Where's my documents?
Yeah. Your office will be calling you?
No. By law, no, I'm done with this, dude.
Yep. Let me warn you again,
Yep.
before you close to the state or we ask you to leave, hear me, okay?
Okay, this I'm going to show you something soon. Okay. Last time we spoke, you said get a hold of me, but you have not. Public must means this is a public area. I must break law, not policy. This is your own website. Government, Crown law properties that are public. Properties consist of land, assets owned by Crown, local government bodies, which also include government agencies, government-sponsored organisations such as libraries, parks. This is an agency. You need to remove me by law, not by policy. So, all I want, I have filed for Official Information Act on the 1st. We agree. I've had no contact by law, and I've rung up the ministry. I'm recording our conversation because last time you misled me. I'm recording our conversation because last time you misled me.
Okay, now this is an interesting bit because he's pointing out about being misled. It is an offence for anybody to mislead someone. And now you can either look at the Crimes Act, Section 240, or you can look at Section 150A of the Crimes Act, where they're failing to do their legal obligations or duties, and you know, basically they tell you something, bullshit you. If you can prove that they're full of shit, I'll give you an example. A friend of mine called one court to find out about a matter, and they said that a number hadn't been generated yet. Now the number hadn't been generated as far as he knows because he had made a filing. That registrar said no, there's no number yet. So what he ended up doing is calling another jurisdiction. He called the Lower Hutt one, and they actually gave him the number. Then he went back there and she still tried to say no, there's no number. So he's caught her out in a lie and he's recorded the whole thing. So that'll be interesting because there's a tort of professional negligence now being brought up against her. So everyone's being extremely nice to him. Anyway, back to this one. So yeah, you can file a look at section 240 of the Crimes Act where it's misleading and gaining, they might be gaining money, or fraud, misleading through and gaining some sort of value through misrepresentations, and section 150A of the Crimes Act. That's a very handy one because it's a crimes against the person, and the standard isn't as high as, say, section 272 of the Law and Lawyers Conveyances Act, where you've got to prove bad faith, even though if you've recorded it, there's your proof. So this is much like any other place that's a public place. Say, for instance, myself going into Auckland District Court and recording there many moons ago and having my little debate I did with the Ministry of Justice, where they actually said it is not a criminal offence in and of itself to not to record in defiance of any prohibition, which basically means section 14 of the Bill of Rights Act gives you the right to seek, receive and impart information and opinions of any kind in any form, meaning in public you can record. A public place is defined in section 2 of the Summary Offences Act 1981, which means any place open for fee or free that is open at a general point to the public. Everybody gets public place and private place mixed up. Yes, private property can be private property, but it can also be a public place. For example, your dairy, it's private business, but it's open hours. Those open hours mean public access. All right, now private businesses can, set different rules and stuff, like going to the movie theatre, not allowed to bring your own food in and all that sort of jazz. But when it comes to a public building, as this man's so rightly pointed out to him already, it is a public building and it's a public place, which means he has the right under section 14 of BORA to record. And if that government agency wants to say he doesn't have that right to record, they might use the old privacy thing. Well, the Privacy Act applies to them, not to him, an individual in a public place. It applies to them, making sure they're keeping all the information safe. And if it's within eyesight or hearing of him, he's in a public place, then they're not doing a good job, are they, if he can pick up private information? So that's why you should have, private interview rooms, for instance, and that sort of jazz. Although with WINZ, they tend to have them all quite away from each other, so you're not so bundled up and you can't overhear people. But yeah, he's quite right. Don't have the right, and if this guy's misled him before, more power to you, buddy.
No, that is wrong.
You need to leave now. I'm sorry.
No, that is wrong.
You need to leave.
Then you need to call the police.
You're not allowed to record. You haven't taken the permission.
Actually, no, it's not. This is public area. You can. There is no such thing as. Nope. Do not touch me. Call the police. I will go sit in the corner and wait for them.
It's no use of saying that.
Nope. I'll sit in the corner and wait for them. Please call the police. So, they are now breaking the law, refusing, tried to remove me from the facility. They are now, after I found out they tried to trespass me yesterday without even notifying me, the manager is now making excuses for why he can't follow the law. He now wants me trespass from a property without breaking the law when this is a public area. I do not work for social welfare.
Yeah, so like I said, Summary Offences Act 1981, it's a public place. He has every right to record there. And if they want to put a limitation on his right of Section 14 of BORA, then they must demonstrably justify that limitation as per Section 5 of New Zealand BORA, which means anything must be they must demonstrably justify any limitation on your rights. And that's like from Section 11 up. They have to demonstrably justify. Sections 8 through 10 are absolute rights. They cannot be limited, such as the right to life, for instance.
I do not have to follow their policies. I have to break the law.
If they want to trespass you from a public place, especially a public building, because even though it's not a criminal offence in and of itself to go against the prohibition, like no recording or whatever, they will revert back to civil law to remove you. Now, being a public building, what you can do is, under the Official Information Act 1982, Section 23(1)A, I believe it is, you can ask them for the information and facts behind why they trespassed you. And hence, this is the whole justify why you're limiting my rights. So, yeah, you can use that. As you can see, he's being perfectly calm and reasonable. He's speaking with respect and dignity and treating all of them with it. But at the same time, he's not going to take no shit, and he's standing up for his rights.
So let's see where we go. I'm very pleased that this office is professional. I'm very happy about them not locking people up like they did last time at a different location. The manager seemed to get upset because last time we met, he led me astray. He misled me, gave me wrong information. Now I'm holding him up to it. He has decided to, instead of giving me my information, instead of following the law, he has decided just to remove me from the building because it's their policy. Policy is for people that work for him, under him, for the Ministry of Social Development. So when the police come, if they remove me from the property without breaking a law, I will like I have done to the other office, take them to court. So we will see here. I will go live as soon as the police come. The manager has repeated himself saying that there is no recording in here. According to the Ministry of Justice, the people of New Zealand can record anywhere in a public space, any agency, anything run by the government that's open to the public. I am here seeking help because I have confrontations with their policies and the way they act. I think I am being discriminated against, and we shall see where we go from here. Hopefully I'll be able to get a number for the main office, for the Northern Regional Department of Social Welfare, who I can get back in touch with to see about why their ministry is not following law. You know, not only did they take my freedom of information, they're refusing to process it, refusing to acknowledge in writing that they received it, and they have refused to even give me the documents.
This is another interesting point. If you ring them up or ask them in some way, I always do everything via email. Just do an Official Information Act. Usually you can find the email, or if you just ring up WINZ and ask them, is there an email address for an Official Information Act, or email WINZ in some other fashion and do it that way. you can usually find that information. I haven't done an Official Information Act win, so I don't know it, but I'm sure it's not that difficult to find. But yeah, do it by email. 9 times out of 10 you'll get sent an automatic response back that you've sent the email, which is proof that you've asked them for the information. And for an Official Information Act request, literally all you've got to do is state, under the Official Information Act 1982, please supply the following. And think of yourself as talking to a 3-year-old. Really? You have to get in the road, don't you, Varian? Come on. Think of it as if you're talking to a 3-year-old. He's itching the fleas with my bristles. So yeah, think of it as if you're talking to a 3-year-old kid. Don't make the questions too complicated or difficult. Please supply any records, entries, and with WINZ and Orangatamariki, those sorts of things. Also ask for all information held about you in the vault, because it's not just the stuff that's on the record, it's other stuff that's stored in the vault that's very handy to know. Same for your medical records in that regard. So yeah, you can go through it. I always suggest doing that via email. You've always got a paper trail, and that way when they don't respond, you can then go on to the Ombudsman and make a complaint if they don't do their job right. For me it worked. My National Intelligence Database, I've got my 593 page file with a whole lot of blacked out pages, but yeah, some telling stories in that one. But anyway, moving on. Sorry, mate.
This is the second time in a couple of weeks. This manager has told me he will take care of it, he will contact me, and he has done nothing. I spoke to a lady yesterday. She spoke to him. He told the lady that he would bring me, and he did not. So we shall see where we go from here. And let me please alliterate, there is no sign, there is nothing in this foyer, there is nothing here that says I cannot do what I am doing. Yeah, hi. Yeah, I'm down at Administrative Developments in Manurewa. Yeah, the manager. Oh man, I cannot believe this guy's. Yeah. You need to get a hold of Bruce. Yeah. The police are on their way. No. The security here is excellent. No. It's just the manager saying one thing. Oh, he will get me removed. Of course he will. But at least I have, I'll have evidence of a continuous mistreatment or unknowledgeable. I'm not. Yeah, you'll have to ask Bruce what it is. Just let him know that I got police on the way, and yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's why I got angry and
So what was the complaint?
I just they've asked you to leave, bro.
Who gave you my name?
Well, I got it on system.
I should give my personal information away now. Good on you, buddy. So I'm here to collect the Freedom of Information Act.
Okay.
That's all I'm here for.
So what are you here for?
To collect my Freedom of Information pack. Let's first off, guys, ID?
Too much on.
Oh, okay, not like policy, I gotta take photos. Thank God I'm tall enough. Okay. Excellent, thank you guys.
So what's this freedom of...
You know what Freedom of Information Act is, dude. You're an officer of the law.
So what do they have?
And let's get one thing clear. Ministry of Justice, Social Welfare's development site for public property. Government Crown properties consist of land, assets, or Crown or local government bodies, which also include government agencies and sponsored organisations such as libraries or park. There is nothing here that says I can't. There is no law that says I cannot record my information of this person. Now, I came to see this person last week. He said he would take care of it. I rang yesterday trying to get a hold of him. He has done nothing for me. On the 1st of this month, I came in, handed him, not him, but another person, Freedom of Information complaint, Freedom of Information Act form, and a complaint. After that, by law, they're supposed to have contacted me to say that they have had it. And then my 20 days start. I have 2 other Freedom of Information Acts with other departments, not this office here. I've got them on my phone if you'd like to see them. They replied within 2-3 days. This guy waits 22 days after legally, by law, I should have my information in 20 days. That's the legislation. Is someone taking photos of me?
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
No. Public area,
we'll
mate.
get
I'm not breaking any law. You are law officers, not policy officers. I do not work for the Ministry of Social Development. Policy that I have to follow is the issue of paperwork and what goes on.
Okay,
to
so
be
what we've been
removed
told is
from
that you wanted to make a complaint, is that correct?
I have made the complaint, but what I want by law is my package of freedom of information. You both know what this is. I put under the Freedom of Information Act 1990.
Mate, I've got to say this. Freedom of Information Act is United States. Over in New Zealand, it's the Official Information Act 1982. That's what gives you the right. They have to respond within 20 working days or 28 days, and they have to acknowledge receipt. So you're 100% right on the acknowledgement. It's 20 working days and the Official Information Act 1982.
I can call any sort of information like we do to the police and all this other drama.
Okay.
By law, they are supposed to give it to me in my hand in 20 days.
Okay.
They are supposed to, by law, contact me within 2 or 3 days that they have received it. I believe this guy believes he's a manager, and no, wait a minute, please. Believe this guy didn't give it to his legal department. Okay? And I told him last week, if you guys need
So
more
what
time,
do you need?
just ring me.
What do you need the information for?
That is not your business.
Okay.
Okay? That's nothing to do with you guys.
Excellent there, bro. It is none of their fucking business, and as far as cops and questions are concerned, I don't fucking answer them. Alright? Oh my god, we've got the little one wanting to have a go. Go on. Never ends.
You guys have been called here because he wants me removed from a public place without breaking any laws.
You're harassing the staff.
No, I'm not.
Breaking the law.
Really?
Come on now, officers. That's not harassment. Under the Harassment Act, the act of harassment is 2 or more times within 12 months, giving the person cause to fear for their safety or for damaging property or something like that. Alright? It has got nothing to do with him demanding service from a public servant in a public building in a public place. Okay? Just in case you officers, and if you're going to identify yourselves, officers, where's your photo ID, for one, and 2, going like this does not identify yourself. It shows 4 fucking digits on an epaulette, and you damn well know the QID numbers have 6 digits, the first 2 being your first and last initials. So don't just go like that. If you're scared of the general public and don't want to give your name out, give your fucking initials, but identify yourselves properly and don't breach the policing regulations 2008 section 4. You must identify yourself and have it on show.
Do you want to see my video of when I walked in here? They harassed me.
Their complaint is that you're harassing.
Well, he's lying, and I have it on video. I can show you now.
At this stage,
I came. No. That is misconception. I broke nothing. I called him out. I have a loud voice. Yes, I admit it. But when they said, I walked in there, the guy walked up to me, give me your ID. You're trespassed. Then the other lady came up to me and goes, no, he's okay. She knows the law. As soon as he started fibbing to me and I pointed out, you're the guy that said you would help me.
At the moment, you're distracting these guys.
Okay, let's go over here to the corner. I'm loud and I realise that. Dude, I want my pack.
Okay.
By
So
law, I'm allowed it.
I'll So be what- honest with you. I don't really understand what
Okay.
pack you're.
Okay, first of all, the cop is being honest. Irrespective of the fact that his lips are moving, so he's lying, but it's the cop trying to get to decide that he really doesn't know fuck all about the Official Information Act. And why would he? These muppets aren't given any training in legislation that takes them over just the basics, okay? Even though the Official Information Act should. But, yeah, be honest. When you say, I'll be honest, that means every other time you're full of shit, as far as I'm concerned. You shouldn't say, I'll be honest, because naturally you are. Just saying. Different way of thinking about things.
Okay, when you
I know you
issue a
think I
freedom of
understand
information,
that.
okay, sorry, I apologise. When you give a Freedom of Information Act, it comes under law and legislation. You write it out, you give it to a government department, they have 20 days to respond and give you the information. I have just done a Freedom of Information Act on a police officer who illegally removed me from Papakura social welfare on policy and not law. Okay? I have that information on my other phone. I have proof that other WINZ departments respond to me. I actually came in last week without taking any meds. I'm crying in the corner. Great security here. Help me out. This guy, I thought he was a great guy. He goes, I'll take care of this for you. I will make sure that it's done for you. I know you have 20 days. And I had like 3 or 4 more days to go. I just wanted, because they haven't replied to me. And I just wanted to let him know. So he goes, yeah, I will get that to you. Honestly, I will ring you. He did nothing. So I rang yesterday and goes, sir, can I have my pack? You're now a day late. You're now breaking the law. He goes, oh, they get a hold of him. Hear him on the phone. I'll ring him straight away. He doesn't bother ringing me. And I told her, I will come down, which was yesterday, and I will see him. And she goes, yeah, okay. I walk in the door.
So what is
As soon as I walk in the door, they go, you're trespassed.
What does the Freedom of Information Pack contain?
That's what they said to me.
What is in the pack?
Information. I have a complaint. My daughter got hit by a truck. I lost everything because I refused, because I solid dad brought up 2 girls. I refused to move. When she got out of the hospital 12 months later, I couldn't afford rent or anything. Became homeless. This office put me in emergency housing. 4 days later, I get evicted from emergency housing because someone in this office said I was charged for selling drugs in this emergency housing. I got my kid with me. And I came in here and I got evicted, made homeless for a year. Lost everything. All my clothes, everything, and so did my son. Spent the last year not going to school because we were homeless. I got sick. I've been really sick. I'm on the new meds now, for about the last week and all the drama, so I'm enjoying a lot better mentally and all the drama.
Just like to point out here, he's just explained what must have been 12 months of sheer frickin' hell for the poor guy. He's been quite open and honest, although, you know, again, talking to cops, but I'm just as guilty. And the point is, clearly he's had a bit of mental health issues, you know, as he's saying. He's feeling a bit better mentally and whatnot. Not saying he's mentally ill or anything, but I'm just saying, you know, there's some emotional issues going on there, and who wouldn't after 12 months of hell and losing everything as he has. So Section 92Y of the Health Act 1956, okay, it's called force cannot be used to gain compliance. All right, and that's in the Mental Health Act 1956, Section 92Y.
I came in here to make a complaint and asked them why they did this. Why have you put down on my records and who did it? Dude, what you did is broke your own policies by not even investigating. Please bring the police and ask them if I was arrested for doing this, because this is what these people who own the place where we were at emergency said. But I was actually evicted for non-payment of rent. Welfare decided to go and just blow my complaint or not answer any of my questions. So I came in and foiled a Freedom of Information Act.
So what's the story of the CCTV that you're asking for?
That's a totally different thing altogether, mate.
Okay.
That's in Papakura.
Okay.
I got assaulted by 2 security guards.
Yeah.
Then I was taken and detained and locked up
Oh, okay.
by the security guards. I had to ring you guys to get me released from the building.
Well, that sounds like unlawful detention. It's breaching Section 22 of BORA, your liberty of person. They can't unlawfully detain you or lock you up, not unless they suspect you of a certain criminal offences like affray or assault or things like that, violent crimes. They don't get to hold you. Security guards, and I'm not even talking court security here, basic old security guards, observe and report. That's it.
And then they trespassed me because I tried to open the door after they detained me. So I asked for the footage, because I can't even go in there and get medical help or anything. And like I said, they trespassed me. I've got a thing about the officer, because the officer believed the security guard when the security guard and the manager goes, "We don't identify for complaints." I go, "Oh, shit, that's strange." He told the officer that. The officer had to let me free. Still nothing was done. The officer closed the case the next day. I understand you guys were busy and everything, but dude, I got assaulted. I got put on the ground by these 2 security guards, and I had my civil rights taken away for illegal detention. So the video proves it. That's why I'm waiting on that, and I'm happy to, because on my other phone, I have them contacting me all the time to letting me know, what's going on. So I stay away from there, stay away from them. I came to ask that guy. As soon as I walked in, he goes, "Oh yeah, I forgot all about you. I'll get in contact with you." That's the same thing he's been saying for the last 2 weeks. So I pull out my phone and I go, "Dude, you said that to me last week. You said that to me 2 weeks ago. Just give me my pack. By law, I'm allowed it." And he won't even tell me why I'm not allowed it.
So you don't want the CCTV anymore?
No.
Okay, so you just want your pack?
I just want my pack, bro.
I'll ask him about the pack then.
Or if he hasn't got it, why haven't I got it? Yeah. Did he give it to the legal department? If he says, "Oh, I didn't because I wasn't quite sure," I'll accept that.
Okay, I'll just point out here, this is even more reason to do this via email. It saves the interactions and the narrative playing that the staff like to do, and just end up going down a rabbit hole and nowhere near what you actually wanted to begin with. Do it by email. Stick to your 20 days. If you hear nothing by the 29th day, you give them a chase-up email and point out that if they need more time, according to the Official Information Act, they must notify you of this. So you put in the request, you should get an acknowledgement, then 28 days you should either, and it's usually the 27th or 28th day they'll give it to you, that, or you should be getting an update from them saying the reasons why. In my case, they had a huge amount of stuff to go through from a national intelligence database, so it took them 3 months. But and that way, you can always keep chasing them up on email. I mean, obviously this gentleman might not have email or the option to do that, although he did email me the videos, so who knows, perhaps the situation's fluid. So, yeah. Anyway.
And, okay, I'll give you another week or so, bro.
Okay, I'll ask him.
But he won't even do shit.
Yeah, I'll ask him.
All I want is them to follow their policy and to follow law. That's all I want, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I want. Look at me, man. I'm a 60-year-old fat guy. I got hit by a truck 4 years ago. I got a massive scar that goes all the way up me. I had a bad operation, and I've got a giant hernia that went through my abdominal wall and is pulling my intestines through my stomach. You know, I don't even go to the toilet without medication, man. You know, and it's just through the COVID I haven't been able to get the operation. You know, this argument with welfare, they've taken me off medical. They're getting me to do job interviews, bro.
That's disgusting. The fact that they want to try and put him out to work. He should be on a supported living benefit at the very least and getting some help for his medical issues. That's absolutely disgusting. I mean, you never ever think that you've got it hard when other people such as himself have got it a lot frickin' harder. It's a bit of an eye-opener. And you just, you know, cops are still trying to be impartial here, but they're still drilling for information because they'll, you know, anything you say can and will be used against you.
Do you want to grab a seat, bro? I'll come sit next to you.
Yeah, you know, I didn't, you know, I just don't understand why they can't just follow the law or their own policies. And because they work here and I understand they're busy, I don't have internet, I don't have nothing. I have a great neighbour. He takes me down to the library, and I've been sitting in a library for 2 months reading every policy these guys have got. As soon as I walked in, I go, is this your policy to explain to me? And that's all I want is an explanation. Then I'm on my other phone, on the phone, and he goes, get out of here, leave now. Then he calls security to remove me from the building. You know, I understand he might be embarrassed, he might have took the wrong route, but don't just leave me in limbo, because when I take my antidepressants and all my painkillers, in the afternoon, I sit here like this at my house, and I dribble, and I lose talking ability. So, you know, it's just, and I know he's covering his butt. If he would just tell me, look, I didn't give it to legal, just give us a week or so, I'll be happy with that. You know, I'm happy to walk down to the bus stop, get on my bus and go home. But he won't even do that, he just removes me. They thought I was coming down here yesterday and they took out a 24-hour trespass to stop me coming in the door to get the pack.
What was that trespass put in there?
According to...
And that was only, you were only trespassed from the pub cutoff.
Yeah. No, because I rang them yesterday trying to get information about my pack, why it's late. They refused to answer any questions. And I says, oh, I'll come down. But I got really sick yesterday, so I couldn't come. This nice lady, security guard, the security guards are very professional here. You know, she told the other security guard, no, that trespass was only for yesterday, because they thought it was coming yesterday. He just doesn't want to give me the pack. You know, and that's all I want, or any sort of notification that they're going to do this for me. But he won't even do that for me. He won't even, you know. And I warned them, I go, look, I know I've done my homework. If I walk in and he says no or starts lying, I'm going to pull my phone out and record him. And I've got Auckland regional manager saying, you're allowed to do that. And I've got that recorded on my other phone, because I recorded all these phone calls.
So how I understand it is you're upset with how you were treated.
I want to know why they stopped paying my emergency housing.
Yeah.
Why on my record, they've got I was selling drugs and I was arrested for it. And I said, please ring the police to say that.
So if you were arrested for selling drugs, it would be on my system?
Yeah. This is
What was the evidence they had?
2018. Nothing. There was nothing. They just wanted us out because I was making complaints. I broke my toe because they wouldn't fix the floors where we were staying in.
We have nothing about you.
Yeah, and that's what I just wanted from well, can you clarify? And they refused to clarify. They refused to tell me who told them, why it's on my file, and that's what I requested. So I could.
In 2018, you had other dealings with police, but nothing about.
Yeah, because I tried to get they gave a whole lot of my property to the police.
Yeah.
And because we were looking at a place to rent, and you're not allowed to have. I had these custom-made collectible hunting knives, and you're not allowed any of that inside the room. It was all parked in my car. But to try and get a rental house, when you pull up with a car and it's got spears and all the things sticking out of it.
Yeah.
So I actually asked if I could put them in there. I was away 2 hours, got a phone call from my son and said, Dad, they've kicked us out. They see that we were selling drugs or drama. Then they give me a letter saying, no, I've been kicked out for non-payment of funds, rent. So I asked welfare when I got better about it, and they refused to answer me why or who. And that's all I want, so I can make the complaint. Yeah, okay. And that's all I want. I did say that I was happy just to go sit quietly in the corner until they've got my pack ready. I'll turn off my phone, I'll do whatever. Just, can you please follow your policy and follow the law? You just get up. When I came in last week, I did ask him, I says, you gave this to your legal department, You can see, because right on top of it, I put Freedom of Information Act, 1990.
Yeah, mate, just so we're clear, that could be the reason you're having these problems, if you're quoting the wrong legislation. I actually jumped on legislation's website and tried looking up Freedom of Information Act 1990. There is no such legislation. So something as simple as what you call through want of form, not having the right legislation there, then they don't have to act on it. So again, if you have email, I'd suggest doing that. Otherwise, start off with, under the Official Information Act 1982, please supply the following. Any and all records to deal with any of the dates that you've had problems with them and so forth. Again, give me a call if you want help. I'm here, mate. That's what I'm here to do. Happy to help.
Explained it. I even told him it had to go to the your legal department, because I realised that some of the managers don't have, they're not trained for this sort of drama. Yep. He goes, oh yeah, I know. And I went, fine, okay, so why haven't you replied? And he goes, I'm replying now and I'm going to take care of this. This was last week. I haven't heard anything from him. I've got 142 phone calls on my phone this year trying to sort this out. 142.
Yeah. Sounds frustrating.
When you get 3 different managers telling you 3 different stories, who are you supposed to believe? Yeah. And that's all, yeah.
Hopefully, yes, it's good for you.
Well, it's hard, it's hard. In February this year, they took me off my medical. I've been on the medical for about 8 years. I got a bad knee, I got this problem, I've got a slight mental thing, and they want me now, because I started this, to do job interviews. They send me a couple of job interviews every day, every week. Shit, I live on $147 a week, man. I pay for my food and my power. That's all they give me, dude. I don't ask for, I get a lot of help from the Marae.
Yes, Martin. Alright, so I've had a yell at them. The thing you were asking for in 2012? Is that the thing when you got...
That's got nothing to do with why I'm here.
Yeah, so
that's a third complaint that I've got on with them.
So you came in here asking for that information of...
No. See? This is what I mean. I even gave him last week a copy of the stamped, from the first one I had it time stamped and dated, of my original Freedom of Information Act, what I wanted.
So the information you're wanting from there is the one from 2012, is that correct?
No.
So what information are you trying to get from there?
Ask him where he put it.
Put what?
The act that I gave him last week, I gave him a written
So what he's telling me, it has been approved.
on the first. It was stamped on the first when I brought it
has been
in.
approved.
Yeah.
But because they believe you're asking for is dated 2012.
No,
it goes
no.
to a different panel.
No, that's incorrect, sir.
Well, that's what they're telling me. Okay.
Well, he's lying to you. He's misleading you, and he is misleading you like he has misled me for the last month.
Yep.
Okay. No, I have 3 complaints, social welfare. One that goes back to 2011, 2012.
Yep.
I have another one in 2018 where I was told by this department that I was arrested for selling drugs in
So that was that 2011
emergency
or 2012?
housing. No, that's 2018.
Okay.
Okay? Why I am here is because of the 2018. I wrote it down again last week.
Yeah.
Gave him a copy of the actual thing that I wanted. In 2018, I was evicted from emergency housing with my son, according to social welfare, for selling drugs. They told me I was arrested for selling drugs, so they stopped. That's why I was evicted from emergency housing. I've got a letter confirming from emergency housing, which I also gave them on the first, saying that I was evicted because they didn't pay my rent. When I asked them, why didn't you pay my rent? Because you were selling drugs and you were arrested for it. I go, no, I was not. Could you please bring the police, sort this out? Because I have a son that's still got a year to go in school and now we're homeless. And I've been fighting this ever since. And I gave him a copy,
I hear what you're saying.
of it. So when he tells you that, oh, this is about something different, he's intentionally misleading you.
Well,
No.
he's telling me what
Get him over here, bro.
The message, okay?
Get him over here and I'll prove right now that he's misleading you.
That's the next bit
2
of the
questions.
answer, okay? So because of your manner.
No, there's been no manner. This is how I've been. This is how I've been.
And here we move on to the cops splaining. They just want to get him out the fucking door. That's the whole point of it. You know, you can tell your story to deaf ears. The guy sitting down next to him sounded like he was happy to listen, but this guy who spent all of his time talking to the Muppet doesn't have a clue. He just wants him out of the damn building. So hence, you know, the manner. Next he's going to throw in bloody section 3 or 4 of the Summary Offences Act 1981 and say disorderly manner or disorderly behaviour. That's their go-to. You know, just ask Tony. Moving on.
Is your manner you've spoken with and they don't want you to come back here again?
Oh, no, I'll come back. Trespass me and we'll all go to court.
So
But
you
sir,
are being trespassed.
he's misleading you. Why are you not upholding the law? I have done nothing illegal. I've broken no law.
So this will be your trespass notice from here
Can you answer my question, please, sir? Why am I being trespassed?
because of your harassment here with the team.
I was not harassing anyone.
did not
I
want
asked
you
the
to be here
question. He refused to answer it.
Like to point out, he might say because of your harassment. Well, that's not harassment that he's witnessed. He's going by third-hand information, secondary knowledge, and the officer's busy going on about harassment. Well, again, I've already defined what harassment is, and last time I checked, in New Zealand, we're all fucking innocent until proven guilty. So I believe the word the constable was searching for was because of the alleged harassment. Just because someone said it happened doesn't make it so, unless you witnessed it yourself, officer. Perhaps you need to go back to fucking basic training.
Then he told me, would you like to see the movie?
I've listened to you before, so you listen to me. Okay?
So you're going to do nothing about it for me?
I've listened to you, so it's time to listen to me. Okay? You come in here and the staff don't like how you talk to them and they've actually felt quite threatened.
How?
So I suggest
How?
not coming back here again because it's trespass.
Could you please
and going
explain
to
how I was
another-
threatening?
So there you go. Because the staff were afraid of someone exercising their rights in a public place, they go and make a false report to the police. claiming the victim. Here's this victimhood mentality that all government officials tend to live under. I mean, I'm amazed the police actually go out and do anything without, you know, their friends helping them. But, you know, everybody's shit scared of each other these days. This guy has been nothing but polite and nice the whole time. But that's disgusting. Moving on.
Like an income place and treat them a bit more with respect.
Oh, I didn't raise my voice.
Well,
I've got it on video. I walked in here and the first thing they said to me is, "You're trespassed."
well
Where's my
there's
respect,
your
sir?
trespass notice.
Where's my respect?
Here's your trespass notice.
And you're going to let the manager mislead you after I've told you he's intentionally misled you?
This is being served on you right now, okay?
Okay, fair enough.
There you go, so you need to leave.
Really? For doing nothing illegal? Okay, I'll just get another picture of your thing so I can put in a... And you, sir? I appreciate you, sir. But, dude, you're going to intentionally let him lie, mislead, and you're removing me for what? Is this because of the, you know, there was a writing from the police minister in 2018 how police officers are not upholding the law when they're dealing with ministry officers? Is this how it is? Are you still doing this? I broke no law. That guy deliberately misled you on telling you information about 2011. He knows it's about 2018 because I gave him a handwritten notice last week. And you're, oh, he's all right. He's a manager. He can lie. I'm going to trespass you even though they showed me no respect, telling me I was trespassed when they were misinformed.
Come on, let's go.
I never raised my voice until now, sir. And you refuse to see the footage. You refuse to uphold my citizen. You refuse to uphold the law.
Come on, let's go.
Man, I got to say, this is ridiculous. Oh, thank you, sir. You guys are good. You were good. You guys are good. It's not with you guys. It's the ministry. Really? This is unreal, dude. Where's my accountability for a government department? I'm asking them for help.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, you need to do that in a bit nicer manner to the people, okay?
Dude, you want to? I will turn my phone off now and show you the video.
I suggest you go to a different one.
So you believe I am trespassed from the other one because I got assaulted? The police had to let me out, but the police wouldn't. The last officer I dealt with would not actually charge him with breaking my civil rights after they locked me up and detained me illegally.
Did you make a police report?
Yeah! He refused to do anything about it. The sergeant closed it the very next day. That's why I feel the information on there. What they say, oh, we don't know what security guard law is. That's a crock of shit. We don't know what this is. I gave him the law and he still ignored it. They did it through, because it's their policy. You guys aren't policy, you guys are law. Dude, I got nowhere else to go. I'm a 6-year-old fat guy suffering from medical things, and this guy deliberately led you astray and lied to you, and you're upholding him. They said I was shouting and disrespecting him. That's a lie. I've got the video to show that I did none of that. But you refuse to see it. You refuse to see it. Why is that?
I don't refuse to see anything.
Okay, let's go there. You watch my video and you show me how I disrespected them and how I was unlawful, yeah?
Let's go, come on.
Are you willing to do that?
I'm willing to have a look here.
Oh, let's go then. Sweet. But I can stand on the footpath. Did you not say, officer, that you'd watch the video? But now, this officer thinks that he can arrest someone in a park without breaking the law or anything. Arrest somebody from a public place. Why is that, officer? You know that's not right. Don't you? Dude, it's all right for you to get in the car. I got to walk a couple of miles to catch my bus. Yet you did not uphold the law, you upheld their policy.
Rich, you've been trespassed from here.
So what? I'll see you on Monday. Okay? When we all go to court, then you can tell a judge, please show up. Don't just not show up because you're too busy, because we know that's a crock of shit. So just please show up. I appreciate you, sir. But this idiot right here, man, see you next week, buddy. Hope it's you that come and gets me. We can go to court and you can tell a judge how you fucking trespass or arrest someone in a public place. Boo hoo hoo. Man, look at this piece of shit. Laters, bro. Appreciate you.
Wow, quite the video. So, as usual, the police are just there enforcing fucking government departments, not there for the individual, you or me, They're there to enforce policy of a government department. Not there to stand up for the individual's rights and try and help anyone. They just are there to get them out of the building and serve them a trespass notice. Well, here's something interesting about the Trespass Act 1980. Okay, now if in case of an emergency, and you'll find this in the Trespass Act 1980 section 5B or 45B it might be, that in cases of an emergency, and I believe if he's living on the street and needs emergency housing, by its own definition it's in case of an emergency, he can breach a trespass in cases of an emergency for his safety and for the safety of his property and of his family. So even though they trespass him from there, if he's there seeking help for an emergency situation, he has every right to breach that trespass, because that's his defence against the trespass he's committing. It's in case of an emergency and he needs help. And that's it. Take that from me. I got trespassed from an emergency medical centre. 5 days later, I had them removing and rescinding that trespass order after I pointed out to them that section of the Act. You cannot be trespassed from somewhere if you are there in case of an emergency situation. Alright, I'll leave it there. Hopefully the gentleman will get a hold of me and when he can, and I'll endeavour to take his call and see how we get on. Alright guys, see ya. And New Zealand Police, that's just disgusting. Bye.